We are back with another preview for the UEFA games, and this time it's the second leg of the side taking place in the playoff. We saw some exciting results, last week, and this time the second round is going to be taking place. And starting up with the Champions League, Victor, what kind of game are we expecting between Newcastle and Karabakh, given that the Magpies already owed a 5-goal advantage from the first leg?
Yeah, I don't think Newcastle will be pushing that hard anymore in this one. After that demolition job in Azerbaijan, there's no need to. And for me, at least, Eddie Howe has always struck me as a practical bloke. I still expect Newcastle to win. First of all, there's the gap in quality. Secondly, there's going to be a bit of Geordie pride at stake playing at home against a side as weak as Karabakh. But I do expect it to be a more muted affair than last week.
Yeah, fair point. But don't be surprised if you see another 6 goals coming. But anyways,
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, moving on, Max. Nottingham Forest surprisingly owed a 3-0 lead over Fenerbahce. Judging by that result, does that surely mean they are through, to the next round, or are there potential surprises?
I mean, they better do, because when you have a 3-goal advantage and your owner is Marinakis, if you're not getting past, you're probably sacked again. But obviously speaking, I mean, even if they put the rotated squad, they still should be fine. And also, I'd say I don't expect them to win that big again, because it kind of feels like this game will be pretty much close, and maybe even Fener win, but there's no point of getting back from 3 goals advantage, so I'll still say that Forest most likely are going through.
Yeah, most likely. And back to you, Victor. Are Crystal Palace at risk of being knocked out of the Conference League after their stalemate against Vinsky last time out?
I don't think so, but given the current problems they have, does anyone really expect a fuss-free game here for Palace? I can't even imagine how low the morale is for them at the moment. Okay, they beat Wolves, however they managed to beat Wolves, but it's just a matter of like, if I'm a player in that locker room, I'm going to look at every game a bit like, what's the point? Especially after a pretty long time under Glasner, seeing this whole team disintegrate like this after what has been their most successful season ever, statistically speaking, winning the FA Cup, going into Europe and then having all this turmoil, instead of going and climbing the table a little bit more and establishing themselves, going through all of this problem. I don't know. They might go through, but it's dodgy. It's dodgy.
Yeah, fair point. And starting with you, Max, what are your bold predictions and score predictions for these games?
I mean, the only bold prediction we can make is Palace not going through, because the other two definitely goes through, but I kind of don't expect this one, so I'd say there's pretty much to be a bold prediction for this week.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyways, score predictions. Let's start with Newcastle Karabakh.
I'd say 3-1.
Forest Fenerbahce.
2-2 draw.
Then Palace Vinsky.
2-0 for Palace.
Interesting. Victor, your answer to those ones.
In terms of bold predictions, I think Fener score first and push Forest hard. I think Forest are going to sweat more than anyone expects, but will still go through. As for the other big question, I don't think it would be a huge shock to see Palace knocked out. I'm obviously not hoping for it, but I did tip them to lose against Wolves, and I wasn't exactly far off. They might have to go to extra time.
Interesting. Anyways, specifically score predictions now. Newcastle Karabakh.
Yeah, I feel like Max has a very good point there with 3-1.
Okay. Nottingham Fenerbahce.
2-1 Fener.
And finally, Palace Vinsky.
1-1 after 90 minutes, and God only knows what happens from there.
Interesting. You're playing it safe. But yeah, anyways, that is our prediction for the second round of the playoffs. From everything indicated, two Premier League sides are more than likely expected to progress to the next round. Only Crystal Palace currently hangs in the balance, and we'll just have to wait and see how that one progresses.